Okay, so I am completely out of drink. Um, Therefore, we're going to be wrapping up very, very soon. When the tap is out, it's time to tap out. So, and I don't feel like making another batch of tea, so I'm going to be into this very, very soon, or my last day of videoing, or whatever. Here's the thing. You recognize... Oh, shit. Upside down again. So, this is something that some people may recognize, some people may not recognize. Hence the reason why this is going in my channel about gear and stuff. By the way, I got new channels. My main channel is going to be where I put everything, but then I'm going to try to branch off and put gear stuff in one place, video game stuff in another place. There may be a little duplication here and there, but for the most part, it's going to be about the same. This is my Xbox One carrying case. As you guys know, I've always had the Xbox One original. But at some point, I turned around and bought a case, which was nice. No ifs, ands, or buts about that. It was an awesome experience. This is the case here. There's a photo of what it looks like on the inside, which is nice. It's very nice on the inside. But over time, you upgrade. I upgraded. When I upgraded, I had this video out there already. People had asked me questions about the this particular case here. They said, hey, can you use this case on the smaller Xbox S or the new Xbox One X? And I always had to say, I am so sorry, I have no idea. You can check the dimensions, but I never upgraded, therefore I can't honestly tell you whether you can do it or not. Well, believe it or not, I upgraded. After I upgraded, I had the ability to figure out that or answer that question. And everything is in here except for one thing. Power cord. I did not put the power cord in there. And let's talk about this for a second. The size of the Xbox is a little bit smaller. Not a lot smaller, but it's a little bit smaller. And the great thing about that is, hang on a second because somebody here is, there we go. The great thing about the new Xbox One is the power supply, which used to always be in the way. That big block, like a Ghostbuster, like a ghost trap from the Ghostbusters, it's no longer there. Now you just have this. So the reason why I had to do this here video is because I was going to take this on a trip and I was going to pack it and everything. I never did. I should have, because at the end of that trip I was saying to myself, I should have brought my freaking Xbox. I really should have brought my freaking Xbox. I really should have. It was Cooperstown. Unless you're a serious baseball fan, there's nothing to do in Cooperstown. Except for eat. I'm bringing this video down. Anyway, let's get back to things here. This is the case. And this is why you should not purchase this case here. You shouldn't purchase this case because this case uses straps to hold everything in. I'm going to disassemble it in just a moment. And once I disassemble it, you'll understand why I'm saying do not buy this case. So, make sure I got the alignment good. Like I said, this is held together by straps. 4 straps and 2 buckles. The buckles really doesn't help you that much. Well, actually, wait a minute. Oh yeah, it makes it far worse. And you can see this here. See this? See that over there? It's the only thing that's holding it together. When I say the only thing that's holding it together is half of a Velcro strap, not the whole Velcro strap. I'm going to put the whole Velcro on there. Come back over on the other side over here. Put it on there again. And oh, that gap gets even bigger. That's a big gap. That's without the buckle, but it's the gap. The padding on this is really nice. We got a nice rubber over here. We don't have rubber down here, mainly because this side is where your controller, and if you had the old-fashioned Xbox, this is where your power supply would be. They can take a little bit more of a hit, and you wouldn't care that much about it. But like I said, this is not the best for the new Xboxes that are out there right now. 1 strap, 2 straps, 3 straps, and 4. This is the inside. It is a little bit more squat. It's definitely a little shorter, and as you can see, it doesn't really fill this entire space like the previous Xbox did. It's a little bit off, just by that little much right there. It's really not a lot. Same thing over here. We're really talking about less than 3 inches on each one of those corners, but that less than 3 inches gives it the ability to bounce around. You see what I'm doing here? This is not magic. It gives you the ability to bounce around on the inside. That's enough to screw up some electronics. This thing is the previous Xbox felt very, very loose, like an old VCR, like first or second generation VCR. This feels very dense. It's almost as dense as a mini tower, where everything is just kind of pushed in together, because you can't really see it, but you know somewhere in here, probably like right there, probably about right in there, is the power supply that's just sitting in there or whatever. You got the chip and all the other junk in there. I mean, it's all just really, really compressed. Even when you flip it on the back side here, I'll make sure my alignment's good. Yep. Even when you flip it on the back side, you can kind of see right through it. This is a breathing machine the way they wanted it to be. It's better than the previous machine. This is far, far better than the previous machine. But again, so let's go ahead and open this bad boy up here. Again, this is where the Xbox would have gone. There's a lot of space that's available, about almost 2 inches here, about almost 2 inches there as well. So your Xbox will like slide all over the place. You could put your CDs in here, but even I wouldn't do that, because it's just a bad idea to have these things loosely in there. It's just not good. And besides, if you're a hardcore player, you probably download your stuff anyway. This is the configuration that I put this in. I literally took everything out. This can be moved around for any kind of custom way you want it. But without that power supply, everything that's in here is going to be loosely placed in here. And the only support you're going to have are going to be these plastic pieces here. They're nice and stiff, and they're good enough to hold up the Xbox. But the downside is you're not going to have a lot of stuff in here to fill in those spaces if you only had what originally came with your Xbox. And plus, I've got one extra controller for a buddy. Here is the item that I neglected to put in there. And because there is no power supply anymore, we're not really using a lot of space all over again. I'll pull this back real quick. As you can see, I've got black controller, white controller, headphone piece, another actual headphone here with its own bottom piece to it, the power cord. There is no power supply anymore. And that's it. It's not a lot here. And because it's not a lot here, it's not a lot to hold up your Xbox. I think it's time to find another bag. Travel with that thing over there. So, sorry. This is no longer a good bag. It's nice. So I will have to resort to putting that in backpacks again, which is going to be cute to walk in with 2 backpacks, but hey, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I have a few extra backpacks laying around, so I'm not worried about that. It's sad that it's just the way it's designed. It was perfect for the original Xbox One, which is a big, massive machine. This new machine doesn't need as much space. And because of it, I mean, this is my review here. I don't recommend you get this bag for this particular Xbox One S or Xbox One X. Mainly because that little bit of space that's going to be in there, it's enough to have the Xbox bouncing around and could potentially cause damage. Sorry, I got to be a tech person this time and say, don't do it. For that, don't do it. Yeah. It's just too much of a risk. You saw it was bigger than 6 inches of space available, where a bird could have flew in there and pooped in your freaking machine. How's that? How's that for being super abstract? A bird could have flew into that little hole and pooped in there and destroyed the entire system. That's the end of that video. This video, at least, it's over. I didn't jump into bird poop. Sorry. Don't buy that. For the new Xboxes, if you still have the original Xbox One, this thing is flipping awesome. It's perfect. You're gonna have the space for everything. But if you got one of the new Xboxes, you need to find another alternative. That's the end of this video. For real, this is the absolute end.